For the 270 million Orthodox Christians around the world who follow the Julian calendar, this weekend is Easter weekend. It's a time to reflect, cherish, and celebrate faith, family, and food. And here to feed our souls and stomachs is George Laganas of Pape and Danforth's Elas Meat Market with the traditional Greek Easter dish, kokoretsi. Kalimera, Yorgo.
Kalimera, George. How are you today?
George, good to see you. Good. Look, in the past, you've joined us and done a beautiful job showing us how to prepare roast lamb and kotosuvli. Today, it is kokoretsi. What is it? Before you get into the show and tell demo, tell us.
So kokoretsi is a little different than the typical Easter dish. This is a lot of the organs. So we have the lung, the liver, the intestines, the hearts of the lamb. And we make it into this beautiful kebab here, which we can put in the barbecue or on the oven.
Beautiful. Okay, so take us step by step.
All right, step by step, what we do usually is we take the whole liver, we cut it up with the lung and the heart, we marinate it up, and then we put it through the skewer and wrap it in intestines.
Now, you also, the intestines, you can also take another step, right? There's an option for more flavor when it comes to fat that you can also wrap around there, right? What part of the animal is that?
So that is called the veil, and it's basically the lining around the stomach. And that fat does two things, actually. The first thing is that it holds all the organ meat together, so it gives you a nice sturdy piece. And then it adds fat, so it doesn't make the meat dry when you're cooking it up.
George, what's the marinade? Like, what do you marinate this meat in?
So the Holy Trinity of salt, pepper, oregano.
Sure.
And then olive oil, a little bit of red wine. And honestly, George, that's all you really need. A little bit of paprika, perfect.
You know, that's just the great thing about Greek cooking. It's very, very simple and simple ingredients. How long would you cook this for, George?
So the way I did this, George, this time around, I put it in the oven. I had it at 375 for approximately 40 minutes. And it was wrapped in aluminum foil. And then I took it out of the aluminum foil, turning it for the next 15 minutes just to get that nice crispiness around in the intestines.
You know, as a sort of for those that are cuisine curious out there, these cuts are officially referred to as offal. Not awful, but offal, O-F-F-A-L. Now, these are the organ meats, the intestines, right? And, you know, there's probably people out there that are even meat lovers that go, I don't know, that might not be my jam. But, you know, when it's cooked right, this stuff's very delicious, right?
This thing is amazing, and the whole point is that we use every part of the animal. Right. We don't want to waste anything, right? And this is part of what we see right here. We have the organs, which are the offcuts there that nobody really wants. But if you marinate them rightly, cook them right, and make them a nice little crispiness, they're delicious.
Yeah.
However, for some of us that are little queasy and don't want to eat something like that, you got your mini pork souvlaki's over here,
George,
which can be found only at Elas Meat Market.
I can vouch for those. That's like a little touch. I mean, that's the moment that hits my palate, it's like being back in Greece.
Oh my God, yeah.
Your fat content, everything about the meat you get is like spectacular. Yeah, and the thing with the offcuts, right? I mean, it's kind of like poverty is what sort of drew people to, you know, to have to use those cuts, and they found a way to stretch a protein and make it, you know, make it palatable. And that's the thing with all these old cuisines, right? Nothing goes to waste.
Nothing, George. Nothing goes to waste. And this is something that I guess, as the generations change, we need to keep in mind that nothing goes to waste, and keep these traditions and keep them forward. And then, you know, give them to my children and so on and so forth, because it is absolutely amazing. We just have to keep doing it, right?
Yeah. And we're watching you actually on the B-roll here wrap it with the intestines. Pretty cool. Quickly, George, you've got a beautiful display there in front of you. What are some of the other traditional items we'll see on a Greek Easter table on Sunday?
All right, awesome. So right here we have the tsureki, which is a sweet bread. Gotta have that. Tastes amazing with some butter and some honey.
Oh, yeah.
You have your eggs over here, of course. And then, you know, some dips, your barrel feta. This is taramosalata. This is tzatziki, hummus. This is feta that has been aged in a wooden barrel.
Gorgeous.
And all of these things can be found at our shop at Elas Meat Market.
And that's at 647 Pape, EMM.ca. I know that. That's your address, Facebook, Instagram. You deliver now. You've been doing it for 45 years at the shop. Your old man set it up right in '77. You're the good son taking the blade and block now, George. Hey, thanks very much, George. Have a great Easter, Kalo Pascha, and enjoy Taste of the Danforth too. I know it's going to be busy for you guys, and this is probably your busiest time of the year, right? These next 3 days.
The next few days are absolutely insane. As soon as I'm out of here, I'm going right down to the shop, start cutting up some lambs.
Yes. Ours is waiting. Mary's coming to get it, right?
That's right, sir.
Carlo Pascal.
All right.